Let me ask you something. Ever feel like your money just disappears? You work hard, you try to be responsible, and yet by the time the month is over, your bank account looks like it's been hit by a tornado. Meanwhile, you see people around you who always seem to have a little extra stashed away. What gives? Are they just lucky? Or is there something else going on? What if I told you that your financial struggles probably have less to do with how much you make, and more to do with where your money actually goes? See, there's a silent culprit draining our wallets, a hidden leak most people ignore. And here's the kicker. Some of the world's wealthiest people like Warren Buffett spot these leaks a mile away. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain. Inspired by Buffett's legendary wisdom, I'm about to reveal 16 everyday money traps that are quietly robbing you of the chance to get ahead. Some of them might seem harmless, but trust me, they add up fast. Once you know what they are, you'll finally have the power to patch up those holes and start putting your dollars to work for you, not someone else. Now, imagine how your life could change if you stopped throwing money away on stuff that doesn't matter and started channeling it toward things that actually mean something. It's not always easy, but it's a lot simpler than you think. And by the end of this video, you'll be armed with practical, real-world ways to master your finance. Says no magic required, just the habits of billionaires. So, before we dive in, I want to hear from you. What's one money-saving tip you already swear by, or something you're thinking of trying? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because let's be honest, sometimes the best advice comes from folks who've been there, done that. Ready to find out where your cash is really going? Let's get started. Let's get real for a second. When was the last time you took a hard look at where your money goes every month? Most of us just blame it on not making enough. But if you ever sat down and tracked every dollar, you'd probably be shocked. It's not the big flashy purchases that wreck most budgets, it's all those tiny forgettable expenses that quietly nibble away at your paycheck. Think about it. Maybe you grab a coffee on your way to work, just a few bucks, right? Then there's the streaming service you barely watch anymore. Oh, and that gym membership you swore you'd use but haven't touched since New Year's. All of it seems harmless, even reasonable. But here's the twist. These little costs stack up, month after month, until suddenly you're wondering where your money went. It's like having a bucket with a bunch of tiny holes at the bottom. No matter how much water you pour in, it's always leaking out. If you don't plug those holes, you'll never get ahead no matter how hard you try. But here's what sets successful savers apart. They know exactly what they're saving for. They don't just pinch pennies for the sake of it, they have a target in mind. Whether it's building up a fat retirement fund, finally taking that cross-country road trip, or just having the freedom to say yes to life's big moments, every dollar they save has a purpose. And when you have a goal, making those small sacrifices feels empowering, not painful. Suddenly, skipping takeout on a random Tuesday isn't a struggle, it's a step towards something bigger. Every time you say no to waste, you're saying yes to your dreams. It all comes down to one powerful idea. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. You don't need to live like a monk, but cutting out the excess, focusing on what truly adds value can set you free. When you make your money work for your goals, not against them, life gets a whole lot richer. So, before we jump into the 16 hidden money wasters, take a second to ask yourself, what really matters to you? Why are you saving? The answer will make everything we talk about next feel a lot more doable and a lot more rewarding. Ready? Let's expose those budget busters, starting with number 1. Money trap number 1, the bulk buy illusion. Who doesn't love a good deal? Americans practically invented the idea of buying in bulk. Warehouse clubs, giant value packs, family size. Everything if bigger means cheaper, why not fill your trunk with groceries for a month and call it a win? But here's the plot twist nobody tells you. Buying in bulk can secretly cost you more. You come home feeling like a genius, arms loaded with 5-pound bags of trail mix, enough spaghetti to feed an army, and 3 gallons of ketchup. But fast forward a few weeks, half of it still sitting in the back of your pantry, quietly expiring. That deal turns into a donation to your trash can. Here's the truth. Studies show that in the U.S., we waste up to 40% of our food every year. That's billions of dollars just gone. Most of the time, we think we'll use it all, but life gets in the way. We forget, we change our minds, or we just can't eat that much cereal before it goes stale. So what's the smarter move? Buy just what you'll actually use. If your kitchen is more New York apartment than Texas mansion, skip the giant packs. Make a plan, buy for the week, and save your cash and your shelf space for things you really need. Sometimes less really is more, and your wallet will thank you for it. Money trap number 2, the impulse buy trap. Let's be honest thou. Many times have you walked into Target or Walmart planning to buy just one thing, only to walk out with a cart full of stuff you never meant to get? If you've ever wondered why that keeps happening, it's not because you're weak, it's because those stores are designed to outsmart you. The music, the colors, the layout, even the size of the shopping carts, it's all part of a sneaky science. Those oversized carts aren't there for your convenience. They're there to make your small haul look lonely, almost begging you to add just one more thing. The result? You buy way more than you planned. That quick trip for toothpaste turns into a $75 adventure featuring snacks, candles, and a t-shirt you'll wear exactly once. But here's the thing. Impulse buys can quietly destroy your budget. Each one seems small, but together, they add up faster than you think. That's how people with the best intentions find themselves broke before payday. So, how do you beat the stores at their own game? It's simple. Go in with a list and stick to it like your financial life depends on it. Set a spending limit before you leave the house. And whatever you do, never shop when you're hungry or exhausted. Those are the moments when your willpower is at its weakest and your treat-yourself impulse is at full power. Try it out next time you shop. Walk in, list in hand, laser-focused. You'll be amazed how much you save and your future self will thank you. Money trap number 3, designer glasses. The high-cost mirage. Ever been tempted to splurge on a fancy pair of glasses just because they have a high-end brand name on the side? You're not alone. There's something about those designer frames at the optical shop's sleek displays, shiny logos that makes you feel like they must be better for your eyes, right? Here's the secret nobody tells you. Most of those expensive glasses are made by the same handful of companies, often in the same factories. The difference? The label. You're not paying extra for better vision or tougher lenses. You're paying for a tiny logo stamped on the frame. Think about it. Would you pay 3 times as much for a shirt just because it had a fancier tag? Probably not. So why do it with glasses? You can find great-looking, durable frames, sometimes even higher quality at independent shops or reputable online retailers, without handing over a small fortune just for branding. Before you shell out hundreds of dollars on a famous name, do a little comparison shopping. Check out reviews, try on some lesser-known brands, and see what really fits your style and your budget. Protecting your eyes shouldn't mean emptying your wallet hand. When you save on glasses, you're literally seeing the world and your finances a little clearer. Money trap number 4, the lottery dream. Why it's not your ticket out. Who hasn't daydreamed about hitting the lottery? For a few bucks, you get to imagine what you'd do with millions, no more bills, a brand new car, early retirement. But here's the cold truth. The odds of winning big are about as slim as getting struck by lightning twice while holding a 4-leaf clover. In fact, your chances of winning the Powerball jackpot are 1 in 292 million. You're more likely to get bit by a shark in Kansas than cash that winning ticket. Yet, every week, people hand over hard-earned money for the dream. Let's do the math. If you spend just $10 a week on lottery tickets, that's over $500 a year money that could actually work for you if you put it in a high-yield savings account or invested it. Sure, you might miss out on the fantasy of instant riches, but you also won't be tossing cash into a black hole week after week. Want to take a real shot at wealth? Build it the way Warren Buffett did on Smart Move at a Time. Invest in your future, not a fantasy. Because at the end of the day, the lottery is a tax on hope. Your dreams deserve better odds than that. Money trap number 5. Bank fees and credit card charges. Death by 1,000 cuts. If there's one thing banks and credit card companies are experts at, it's inventing new ways to nickel and dime you. Maintenance fees, overdraft charges, ATM convenience fees. Late fees, the list goes on. It's like death by 1,000 tiny cuts. Most people don't even notice because these charges are usually buried in the fine print or sneak up just a few dollars at a time. But make no mistake, These little fees add up. In 2019, Americans forked over a mind-blowing $4 billion just in credit card late fees. That doesn't even count all the extra money lost to high interest rates if you carry a balance month to month. Miss one payment, and suddenly you're stuck on a financial treadmill running hard, getting nowhere. Here's the good news. You don't have to play this game. Digital banks are popping up everywhere, offering free checking, zero ATM fees, and even cash back on purchases. When it comes to credit cards, the golden rule is simple pay off your full balance every month. Don't let interest eat up your hard-earned cash. Now is the time to look over your statements, hunt down those sneaky fees, and make the switch to smarter banking. Even a few small changes could put hundreds or even thousands back in your pocket every year. Don't let your money bleed away for nothing. Money trap number 6. Name brand medications, the expensive pill to swallow. Let's talk about the pharmacy aisle for a minute. When you're sick, you want the best medicine, right? That's why so many of us reach for the familiar brand names, thinking they're stronger, faster, or safer. But here's the real deal. The only thing bigger about name brand meds is the price tag. Fact is, generic medications have to meet the same standards as their high-priced cousins. Same active ingredients, same effectiveness, sometimes even made in the same factories. The only difference? Fancy packaging and some slick marketing. So why pay double or more for a headache pill or allergy relief that works exactly the same as the store brand? Next time you're at the drugstore, flip the box over. If the active ingredient and strength are identical, you're looking at the same medicine. Pro tip: always ask your doctor or pharmacist if there's a generic option for your prescription. You'll keep more money in your pocket, and your body will never know the difference. Money trap number 7. Restaurant drinks, paying through the nose for a sip. Picture this. You're out for dinner, feeling good, and your server asks if you want a soda or maybe a cocktail. Why not? It's just a drink, right? But check your receipt at the end of the meal. Sometimes that single soda costs you more than a 6-pack at the grocery store. And don't even get started on cocktails. Bars and restaurants mark up alcohol thousands of %. Let's break it down. That $4 soda probably cost the restaurant less than a quarter. Cocktails? The actual booze in your glass might be less than $1, but you're handing over $12 or $15 a pop. Do that a couple of times a month, and your just a drink habit is burning a hole in your wallet. Here's the secret. Next time you eat out, order water. It's usually free. Or save the fancy drinks for home, where a bottle of wine costs what one glass would at a restaurant. Not only is it healthier for your body, it's way better for your bank account. It's a small change, but add it up over a year and you could be saving hundreds enough to treat yourself to a really memorable night out on your own terms. Money trap number 8. Closet clutter. Buying clothes you don't really love. Let's be honest. How many items are hanging in your closet with tags still on them? Maybe you grabbed a jacket because it was 50% off, or bought another pair of shoes just in case, only to realize months later you never wore them once. We've all fallen for it, the sale rack. The "I might need this someday." The pressure to keep up with trends. Here's the truth. If you don't love it, you probably won't wear it. Every closet is a museum of good intentions and impulse buys. The result? Wasted money, wasted space, and sometimes even guilt every time you see those unworn outfits staring back at you. The fix is simple but powerful. Adopt the love it or leave it rule. If you're not genuinely excited to wear something as soon as you try it on, put it back. Focus on building a wardrobe of pieces that make you feel great and actually get worn. Quality over quantity is always in Styleland, way better for your wallet. Think of all the cash you'll save and the space you'll free up just by saying no to the next meh purchase. Your closet and your budget will thank you. Money trap number 9. Unused subscriptions. The sneaky budget vampire. Think about it. How many free trials have you signed up for, promising yourself you'd cancel later only to forget all about them? Or maybe you're paying for 3 different streaming services, a meditation app, an online magazine, and a gym you haven't visited since January. If so, you're not alone. It's never been easier to rack up monthly charges for things you barely use or don't use at all. Companies love this because it's money in their pocket, month after month, while you barely notice it draining from yours. A recent study found that most Americans underestimate how much they spend on subscriptions, and 2/3 forget about at least one they're still paying for. That's hundreds of dollars a year gone, just for convenience or out of habit. Here's what to do. Set aside 20 minutes, go through your bank and credit card statements, and hunt down those quiet budget vampires. Cancel anything you're not using. That money could go toward your savings, your next adventure, or something you'll actually enjoy. It's a quick win that can give your finances a serious boost without giving up anything you'll really miss. Money trap number 10. Hotel Wi-Fi fees. Why are we still paying for this? Imagine checking into a hotel, finally kicking off your shoes, and trying to connect to the Wi-Fi only to see a pop-up asking for $15 a day. In 2025, paying extra for internet access feels about as outdated as paying for ice. But some hotels, yes, even the expensive ones, are still hoping you'll cough up the cash. Here's the secret. Most major hotel chains actually offer free Wi-Fi to members of their loyalty programs. And those programs? They're almost always free to join, no strings attached. Just sign up online or at the front desk, and you unlock Wi-Fi, and sometimes other perks, for $0. So before you pay that ridiculous fee, ask if there's a loyalty sign-up. It takes 5 minutes and can save you a chunk of change, especially if you travel often. Don't let old-school hotel upsells eat into your travel budget. Use that money for something you'll actually enjoy on your trip. Money trap number 11. Booking travel during peak season, when perfect timing gets expensive. Let's face it, traveling is one of life's greatest joys. But if you're like most people, you want to take your trips during school breaks, holidays, or long weekends. That's exactly when everyone else has the same idea, and that's why prices skyrocket. Ever tried booking a flight home for Thanksgiving? Or a last-minute getaway during summer vacation? The sticker shock is real. Hotels double, sometimes triple their rates. Airline tickets go through the roof. Suddenly, your dream trip is costing you twice what you budgeted, or you're stuck at home scrolling through everyone else's vacation photos. But here's the thing. With a little planning and flexibility, you can dodge these price traps. Book your travel in advance, or if you can choose off-peak times for your adventures. Even shifting your dates by a week or two can save you hundreds, and you'll enjoy less crowded destinations too. Want to really win at the travel game? Set up flight alerts, follow deal sites, and keep an open mind about your timing. Remember, the best memories aren't made standing in long lines. They're made when you're exploring the world on your terms without breaking the bank. Money trap number 12. International roaming. The phone bill shock that ruins your trip. You've just had the trip of a lifetime, amazing sights, unforgettable food, memories for days. But then you get home, open your phone bill, and yikes, hundreds of dollars in roaming charges? That's a nightmare, souvenir nobody wants. Here's what happens. You travel abroad and keep using your phone as usual, not realizing that your provider is racking up fees for every text, call, and megabyte of data. These costs add up fast, and by the time you get the bill, it's way too late. But don't worry, there's a smarter way to stay connected on the road. These days, you can buy local SIM cards, activate eSIM plans, or pick up prepaid travel data packages before you even leave home. All of these options cost a fraction of what you'd pay your regular carrier. Before your next international trip, take 5 minutes to research the best data option for your destination. Download your maps and travel apps while you're on Wi-Fi, and turn off roaming for anything you don't need. You'll stay connected and come home with happy memories, not a monster bill. Money trap number 13. Oversized cars. Big wheels, bigger bills. Let's talk about cars. In America, bigger often feels better. SUVs, trucks, crossovers, everywhere you look. But here's the million-dollar question. Do you really need that giant ride? Sure, big cars feel safe and spacious. But unless you've got a huge family or haul gear every weekend, all that extra space is just costing you money at the dealership, at the pump, and every time you pay for insurance or maintenance. City drivers especially end up paying more just to squeeze that beast into tight parking spots. And the price tag doesn't stop at purchase. Big cars eat more gas, cost more to repair, and carry higher insurance premiums. Over a few years, you could be throwing away thousands for features you never use. Before you buy, take a hard look at your daily routine. If most of your drives are solo commutes, grocery runs, or city errands, a compact or hybrid might fit your life and your budget a whole lot better. Less money wasted means more to spend on the things that really matter to you. Money trap number 14. High-fee investment funds, when Wall Street eats your lunch. You work hard, set aside money, and decide it's time to invest for your future. But here's a trap most people never see coming: high-fee investment funds. These are the slick, professionally managed funds that promise outsized returns but quietly charge you management fees that eat away at your gains year after year. On paper, a 1% fee doesn't sound like much, but over time, it's a silent killer. For example, over 20 or 30 years, that tiny fee can add up to thousands, sometimes tens of thousands soft dollars you'll never see. And here's the kicker. Study after study shows most expensive funds don't actually beat the market. You pay more and get less. Want to flip the script? Look for low-fee index funds, like an S&P 500 ETF. These track the market, cost a fraction to own, and historically outperform most high-cost competitors, putting more of your money to work for you. Take a few minutes to review your investments, compare fees, and make the switch if you're getting gouged. Remember, when it comes to building wealth, it's not just about what you earn, it's about what you keep. Money trap number 15. Expensive souvenirs, turning memories into money pits. Traveling is all about making memories, but let's be honest, sometimes our suitcases come home heavier with stuff than with stories. How many times have you splurged on a pricey, souvenirsome hand-painted vase, a massive wooden carving, or a touristy t-shirt only to have it gather dust in a closet the moment you unpack? It's easy to get swept up in the excitement of travel. That $100 statue might look perfect in a Paris shop window, but will it really matter to you back home here? Just take up space. The truth is, those impulse buys add up fast and often end up forgotten, while your money could have been better spent on experiences, a great meal, or even saved for your next trip. Want to remember your adventures? Opt for small, meaningful mementos like a fridge magnet, a postcard, or a local snack. They're affordable, easy to pack, and every time you see them, you'll actually remember the story behind them. It's not about what you bring back, it's about what stays with you. Money trap number 16. Giving gifts to people who don't appreciate them. Gift giving should feel good. But let's be real, how many times have you stressed over finding the perfect present for someone, spent more than you planned, only to see that gift end up forgotten, unopened, or barely acknowledged? It happens to all of us. We want to show love or gratitude, but when our gifts go unappreciated, it's not just our wallets that hurt, it stings a little inside too. Here's the truth. The best gifts aren't about price tags or impressing anyone. They're about meaning. Before spending big, think about what would actually make that person feel seen and valued. Sometimes it's a thoughtful note, a homemade treat, or just quality time together. Discover what matters most to the people you care about, because the right gesture, not the priciest one, creates real connection. Next time, skip the expensive just because. Presents for people who won't appreciate them. Invest your time and thought where it really counts. You'll save money, avoid frustration, and put more heart into every gift you give. Your financial freedom starts now. You've just uncovered 16 sneaky ways your hard-earned money might be slipping through the cracks. Some of these traps are so common, we barely even notice them, but now you know how to spot them and stop them, just like the pros. Remember, building real wealth isn't about luck or huge paychecks. It's about smart choices, clear goals, and cutting out the stuff that doesn't serve you. Every dollar you save is a step closer to financial freedom, a life where your money works for you, not the other way around. So here's your challenge. Pick just one of these money traps to eliminate this week. Then come back and share your win in the comments. Did you cancel a forgotten subscription? Skip the pricey cocktail at dinner? Pass on a pointless souvenir? Your story could inspire someone else to take control of their finances too. If you found value in these tips, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and tap that notification bell so you never miss another video on building a smarter, wealthier future.